coming very fast and a lot of things are happening every day. Yesterday, something flashed on the Ministry of Finance website. They said that large firms must register for VAT before 1st of Jan 2019. For them, the large firm is BHD 5 million annual sales. So myself, Mr. Rami and other partners had a lot of discussion and debate around what should the other clients do. Should they not get themselves registered? What is the impact? If there is any option called as voluntary registration, should they go for it? Today we are not sure whether voluntary registration will come, but we are almost sure because we saw the similar phenomenon happening in UAE, wherein they asked the companies with different turnovers to give a leeway of 1 year to get themselves registered. But believe me, no one stopped themselves from registering because there was a voluntary registration option available. And in Bahrain also, our view is one has to go and do the voluntary registration without waiting or wasting time. And the reason is as follows. Look at a small example. If partial implementation means loss of margin for small players. This is a small example. You can sort of examples and check your scenarios. But basically, this is going to hit you hard if you are at the smaller level and if you feel that you can avoid doing the registration. So look at this model wherein we are saying manufacturer to wholesaler 100 rupees, 100 BHD plus 5 BHD. Cost of the wholesaler is 100, not 105, because for the 5 he is going to get the credit. Wholesaler to retailer 120 plus 6. Again the cost is 120 and not 126 because he is going to get the credit. But when you go to when you reach to retailer to consumer, if he is unregistered, that means he is unable to charge VAT here and he will not get the credit of the 6 which he has paid to the wholesaler. So his cost will become 126 instead of 120, and this loading of 20 rupees or 20 BHD will reduce his margin by 6 BHD. That makes his margin to 14 instead of 20. So there is an impact of 6 BHD at the level from wholesaler to retailer at the retailer level. Actually, this impact, any law in the world which is indirect tax and talking about the assimilation of goods and services should encompass the entire margin and send it and ask for the VAT from the ultimate consumer. But if the chain is broken somewhere by saying that partial implementation is happening, that means someone who is going to buy from a large player is going to get impacted. I am going one step further to tell you that even the sellers to the large scale companies are going to get impacted because it will be clear from your bills or your credit, your invoices that you have not been charging VAT. That means you are a small player. Although you can collect and pay, but you will not collect and pay, and you will feel that I am kind of saving myself from the registration. But it is going to impact even the buyers or the sellers to the large player, which are about 5 million BHD. So in my view, it is all pervading and it is percolating till the end consumer. So it is important that one implements the VAT from day one instead of trying to avoid it using this kind of stuff wherein someone is required to register and other is voluntarily required to register. In all these contexts and whatever experience we have, we feel that unless you are working with the small players and you are selling to direct consumers, it is not a good idea to avoid VAT registration, even though it is not compulsory but voluntary in nature. I think this explains this entire concept of why the below 5 million BHD people or companies need to also consider registration very seriously. I think with this, we would want to kind of end today's discussion and if you have any questions or any suggestions or thoughts or ideas, please feel free to reach out to us. Even during this open session, I can answer few questions if they come up in the chat window nearby, and we can answer those questions, and then maybe we can close for the day. You can post your queries in the box here, and I'll be happy to answer. Even if you don't have the queries as of now, you can also ask the questions on our web properties, different web properties that we have for our clients. You can see this slide and maybe come up with all your queries on the. So we run a YouTube channel called APMH and Associates, or APMH Advisory Private Limited. You can post your queries from there. My email ID is mitesh@apmh.in, and here is my WhatsApp number. For India, 919833 777 and for Bahrain it is 973 3650 5153. Please feel free to reach out to us, and feel free to ask any of your queries or questions with relation to the VAT implementation, which is fast coming. I am sure this session has helped you or kind of been useful to you while you are in the phase of implementing the VAT. And I would like to kind of thank you for being present for this kind of a session in large numbers, and being participative in nature. We'll continue to carry on this webinar series at different dates. The American Mac will kind of post you with all the updates and all the webinars that are upcoming. I'm sure you will appreciate the activity and would be participative in the further webinars, and it will be helpful to you while you do any kind of implementations in your business. Thank you very much to all of you for being present, and we can see that there are a few questions that are coming up on my WhatsApp, wherein people are trying to ask questions on different topics. This is being a technical session on ERP. I would take up only ERP questions. Okay, so one of the participants wants to understand if the software is a ready to use VAT software, can he rely on it and not use any consultation for adopting the VAT? My answer is yes. Only thing is be sure that the software can give you a framework. So be sure that you are using the framework correctly. You are updating all this stuff right before the VAT is implemented, or the first invoice is raised, or the first return is filed for that matter, and you are up and running with testing and also doing a user acceptance or training, and you are live with the activity. So that is very important. But yes, people with a bit of an IT experience and a VAT ready software can implement it at home. The other question is, I am having a legacy ERP system, Microsoft AX Dynamic. Will I be able to quickly implement VAT? My answer is, in case you want to just update the chart of accounts, yes. In case you want to create clear metrics, you want to put the formats of, change the formats of your invoice, your debit note, your credit note. You want to have the training done. It is better to go with a known agency who can help you with the entire thing, including the functional stuff. We have done quite a bit of Microsoft X, so maybe you can use us or any other consultant of your choice and try to get the things up and running. I think I am answering this question correctly. Yeah, I think with this, we await your questions on the WhatsApp or YouTube or email, wherever, and we'll be happy to take up those questions as and when they come. I think with this we are signing off, and we invite you to other webinars that will come up very soon. Thank you everyone, and thank you American Mac for arranging this amazing webinar. We'll be in touch. Happy going live with VAT. Thank you.